On July 4th, 2012, scientists at CERN announced that they had discovered the Higgs boson particle. They called it the God particle. They celebrated. They popped champagne. What they did not announce was everything else that happened. And that's why we're here.
I was 12 when it happened. I remember it perfectly. The sky looked normal. And that should have been our first sign that something was deeply, deeply wrong. The Mandela effect started right after 2012. Bernstein Bears, Monopoly Man, the Sinbad Genie movie that definitely existed. All of it. CERN did that. CERN opened a door and shoved all of our memories through it.
Look, I'm just saying, I remember it being Berenstein with an E. I would bet my life on it. My mom read those books to me. My mom. You're telling me my mom was wrong? Kern reached back through time and changed my mom's voice. That is what happened. That is what they did. I am not okay.
Do you ever just sit with the grief of it all? Before 2012, I had one beautiful, consistent reality where Jiffy Peanut Butter existed and the Monopoly Man had a monocle, and everything made sense. And CERN just took it away from me. They took it and they smashed it with their little particles, and now I don't know what's real. And I'm supposed to work? I'm supposed to buy groceries? It's Jeff. Apparently it always was Jeff. I can't accept that.
We need to talk about Mr.Beast.
So, CERN fired up in 2012. Mr.Beast made his first video on YouTube in 2012. His first video was called Worst Intros Ever. It had 5 views. It wasn't a coincidence. That was a cover story. He spent years building up patient, slow, like he was waiting for something or waiting for a stable timeline. Then, billions of dollars, thousands of employees, his own chocolate bar, his own burger, his own stadium. He gave someone an island. Where did that come from? Where did that money come from? Thin air? I think not.
The theory, and I want to be clear, I came up with this, is that Mr. Beast is Kern's PR guy. Like, they needed someone to keep humanity distracted and happy while the multiverse was destabilizing. Think about it. Someone's drowning? Mr. Beast. Someone needs a house? Mr. Beast. A whole orphanage needs Christmas? Mr. Beast. You don't just do that. Nobody is just nice like that in a broken timeline. He knows. He knows what they did. He is compensating. And honestly, respect, bro. Type sheet. But also, explain the chocolate bar, Jimmy.
I had a feasible bar once. It was actually pretty good. That's the most unsettling part about all of this.
I have 3 things to say. 1, Kern knew. 2, Mr. Beast knows. 3, I want my original timeline back, and I want it back now.
It was Anna who first noticed this Beyonce pattern.
Okay, so I was listening to Lemonade for like the 47th time, right? And then I realized she dropped a surprise album in 2013. No warning, no singles, just boom, album exists now. Kern opened the portal in 2012. 1 year later, Beyonce breaks the entire music industry and also the internet. She didn't just drop an album, she dropped the concept of how albums work. She rewrote the rules. You do not rewrite the rules unless you have seen what reality looks like from the outside. Beyonce has been to another timeline. She went, she saw what happened, she came back, and she's been encoding warnings in her discography ever since.
Okay, I actually looked into this, and Renaissance came out in 2022. That is 10 years after 2012. 10! That is not a coincidence. That is a countdown. I don't know what the countdown is to, but I think she does.
Then Cowboy Carter releases something in 2024. She calls it One Act 2. Act 2 of what? What is the play, Beyonce? What is the play? I'm not just saying she is working with Kern. I'm saying she might be the only person who has the whole picture. And she keeps giving us clues, but nobody is listening.
I just want her to be saved. That's all. If CERN comes for Beyonce, I will not be able to take that. I'm able to handle so little right now.
I sent Beyonce's team an email about this. I haven't heard back, which is either because they didn't get it or because she already knows I know.
Charlotte joined the investigation late. She came to us with one question that we have not been able to stop thinking about since.
Okay, so hear me out. The Easter Bunny. A giant rabbit that hides eggs that it didn't lay in the middle of the night with no explanation once a year, and we just, as a society, we just accepted that? We accepted it because in the original timeline, it made sense. Something about it made sense. And then CERN happened. And now we're all just standing in our gardens at 7 a.m. looking for chocolate, and nobody can explain why we've all agreed to not ask questions.
I have never thought about this before, and now I cannot stop. Why does a rabbit have eggs? It's a mammal. Rabbits don't lay eggs. So whose eggs are those? What is the bunny doing?
Okay, so I went really deep, like a concerning level of deep. The Easter Bunny first appeared in the records in 160 Germany, pre-Kern, obviously. But there's this thing. He was already acting like someone who has been through timeline eruption. Appearing once a year, moving in the dark, giving gifts to maintain morality. He has been doing this for centuries. He has been preparing us. The Easter Bunny is not a symptom
Mandela
of effect. He is a warning system. He's predicting it. Someone sent him back.
Okay, I looked into the egg thing specifically because it was keeping me up at night. Rabbits, eggs, no biological connection. But in the original Pagan Spring festivals, the hare was associated with Eoster, the goddess of spring, renewal, the return of something that was lost. The return of something that was lost. She is literally the goddess of getting your timeline back. And the symbol, a hare, is the same creature CERN has been terrorizing throughout the multiverse. I said what I said, and I will not be taking questions.
When I was younger, I 100% believed the Easter Bunny was real. Now finding out he might actually be cosmically, structurally real is so much worse. So much worse than finding out he isn't. What else have we accepted? What else is doing jobs out there in the dark that we don't ask questions about?
My other theory, and this is one I feel very strongly about, is that the Easter Bunny and Mr.Beast have met. Think about the scale, the logistics, the fact that Mr.Beast has hidden things, buried things, put prizes in places for people to find. He is creating an ancient practice. He has Easter Bunny energy. It's the same core impulse: hide joy in unexpected places and let people discover it. and I don't think that's a coincidence. I think they're both operating on instructions from the same source, and I think that source is somewhere in the timeline that we lost.
I can't believe I never put this together before.
Now I know what you're thinking. What does Peter Pan have to do with any of this? Everything. He has to do with everything. Peter Pan lives in a place called Neverland, a place outside of time, where you don't grow up, and things don't change, and reality stays consistent. He warned us. Barry warned us in 1911. Do not trust linear time. Do not trust the adults who think they understand physics.
This actually tracks.
Hook is CERN. Hook is literally CERN. He's obsessed with time and the clock and the crocodile. He's obsessed with controlling time. And what does he do? He terrorizes children and tries to destroy the one boy that lives outside the timeline.
Lost Boys are us. We are all Lost Boys trying to navigate the reality from Factory and Peter Pan. He's still out there in Neverland, which is probably just another dimension that Kern has probably not gotten to yet.
I think Mr. Beast has been to Neverland. I mean, the philanthropy, the energy, the way he never seems tired. That's not a 26-year-old who lives in our timeline. That's a man who has access to something.
And the Easter Bunny? The Easter Bunny lives outside time. He shows up once a year and then just goes. Where does he go? Nobody asks. Nobody asks. He goes back to Neverland. He goes back to wherever Peter Pan is, and they are fine and consistent. And the Easter Bunny comes here every spring to remind us that the good timeline still exists somewhere, and that things can still be hidden and found, and that renewal is possible even after CERN broke the fabric of reality in 2012. That's the hope. The eggs are the hope.
When I was little, I used to pretend that I was a lost boy. I didn't know then that it was prophecy.
CERN broke reality in 2012. Mr. Beast has been trying to compensate with gift cards and go-karts. Beyonce has been encoding the truth in her albums for a decade. The Easter Bunny has been operating in an ancient warning system, or possibly a career between dimensions, hiding hope in unexpected places for centuries. And Peter Pan, sweet, timeless Peter Pan, has been in Neverland this whole time, safe from it all. What do we do with this information?
I think we have to keep asking questions. I think that's all we can do.
I think we have to eat Feastables and accept that Mr. Beast is doing his best in a fractured multiverse.
I think Beyonce just needs to hold a press conference and tell us.
I think I'm going to email her again.
I think I just miss when Berenstain was Berenstain. I miss it every single day. I grieve it. But I'm still here. We are still here. And maybe that's enough. It's not enough. I lied. I want my timeline back.